Getting a nice hammer candle here. Let's go. All right, let's see. Welcome guys to the Meet Damien live stream here. We're currently looking at Bitcoin getting a nice little run-up rally here this afternoon. Looking at what, $92,300 Bitcoin. Looks like as soon as I started the stream, that's when the party started over here. Let's go. Right now we're looking at Bitcoin. We're gonna look at Bitcoin. We're gonna look at cryptocurrencies, look at stocks that you guys want to talk about. We're finally getting, looks like we're finally getting a little bit of a rally going on here on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Bitcoin, right, at $92,300. We're creating a nice little hammer candle here where we have a wick to the downside. And this is very bullish because if we finish this candle any higher than where we are right now, it's going to be a nice hammer candle, which is a price reversal candle, which usually sends prices up to the upside here. So that's nice to see here. We came down, we retested the 21 exponential moving average, this white line, one more time here at like 89,800 is where this white line is hanging out at. We actually came down a little bit below that. No harm, no foul. But Bitcoin came down to 89,257, showing that we are getting support off this 21 EMA. And I think Bitcoin might be ready to go up to higher prices. Now, if it's going to go to higher prices, where could it go initially? I'm eyeballing the 95, 96K area, which is an area that we kind of traded sideways here back in the middle of November. Okay. But it's also an area that if I pull the VRVP indicator here, it will show you that that is actual area of interest here. But even if you don't know how to use the VRVP indicator or don't know how to set it up, you can just look back, you know, at previous price action here, and you can see that around like 95, 96K was an area where people were buying and selling Bitcoin back here in the beginning of May earlier this year, and 95, 96K was an area that people were buying and selling around February earlier this year, and also December and November of last year. So this is a pretty significant area for Bitcoin to try to get past if it does get up to like 95, 96K. We have seen over the last few days here, couple of weeks, that when Bitcoin gets close to 95K, it kind of gets rejected. But I think we might have the momentum to actually go up to higher prices here. Let's look at the momentum indicators here. We got here on the momentum on the MACD, we do have buying pressure. It's still in the green here. We have you know, we have right here, we have the MACD crossover that happened to the upside towards the end of November, and that's been beneficial for the prices to go up here. So momentum indicators are fine and dandy here. I was a little bit worried about you know, around here on like Saturday and Sunday when buying pressure was dying down, but you know, after the Federal Reserve meeting and just overall good news so far, we're getting some buying pressure starting to increase again, where we no longer have to worry about these light green candles. We're now starting to get dark green candles again, which could send us up to higher prices here. So that's the MACD momentum indicator there. Then here on the market cipher B, we do have money flow is in the green here in the daily time frame, and the momentum wave is going to the upside here. So I'm expecting higher prices for Bitcoin. I said this yesterday, and I think the day before that, but I am expecting higher prices for Bitcoin this week. Okay, we're getting towards the middle of the week, end of the week, whatever, but towards the end of this week, I am expecting Bitcoin to at least hit 95, 96K. All right, so that's the short-term target for Bitcoin. Could Bitcoin go up to higher prices? Possibly, as long as we still have good news coming in for the markets here. What could derail the rally is we do have an unemployment report coming out next Tuesday, and we have a CPI report coming out next Thursday. So that could throw a wrench in the rally here, but I think we're trying to load up a potential Santa Claus rally here for Bitcoin, where we might see some higher prices going into next week. Let me see what you guys are saying here in the chat. Try to catch up here on the chat here. I am doing a TikTok and a YouTube live stream here. Someone here says, where do I think this will go? I think we're going to higher prices here based on what I've seen with the momentum indicators here. St. Jin says, yo, Damien, how are you? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Noah Ledger says, what's my take profit? So I would like to sell some Bitcoin at 95, 96K initially, but I think we could see Bitcoin go up to 102K as another target to the upside. Let me just go ahead and throw in that VRVP indicator here. But to the upside here for Bitcoin, we do have a high volume node here at around like 103 to 105K point of control at like $104,000 Bitcoin. So I think it, once we get past 95, 96K, which is also another high volume node here, I think it will be probably will pop up to higher prices. Well, 100K is a psychological level, but it's not really a strong level here on the VRVP indicator here. We might top out near 102 to 105K is another good area to start taking profit on your Bitcoin. And if we get past that level, I mean, there's some more volume here at 111K. Could be a noteworthy area to sell some Bitcoin. And then you got the value area high at 119K. I'm not going to be bullish on Bitcoin until we get above the 200-day moving average. Let me go ahead and pull that up real quick here. Let me get the VRVP out of here. And then moving averages wise, like I need to see Bitcoin get above that red line right there, that 200-day moving average at $109,000 for me to become bullish again on Bitcoin. Right now, I'm still bearish, and I think we could possibly make a lower high if we're not going to be bullish, right? If we're not going to have the momentum to push up to higher prices here, the last lower high, it looks like it came on the daily time frame at $107,400 Bitcoin. If we can't get past $107,400, that ends up being another lower high. Even if we go up to like $100,000 or $102,000, it will still be a lower high, and the bears will probably take control of the market and send the prices down to lower prices here. All right, and it would also be us trying to get up to the 200-day moving average, but not really. Okay, you got to get above that 200-day moving average, and even if you get up to the 200-day moving average, I got to see it go further than the 200-day moving average. The 200-day moving average is sitting at like 108K. I needed to go past that. I need to see us at least get up to like 115, 116K. All right, because now you're contending with this other high here in October where we were at 116K Bitcoin, 116,400 on October 27th, right before Halloween. You start doing that, then I would say, all right, Bitcoin's back to being bullish again. But yeah, those are some targets I'm looking for. I'm looking for 96, 97K. And I'm also looking for like 102 to 105K. And then we'll just take it one level at a time. We'll see, what the prices are doing when we actually get up to those levels there. We got Jay in the chat here. Good to see you, Jay. Jay's asking, what's the news? Why the euphoria? And then you want to look at Poet and BBAI. Okay. The euphoria is, it's actually a delayed reaction because we had Federal Reserve lower interest rates. They lowered interest rates yesterday, and then they said that they're going to start a little bit of quantitative easing where they're going to be buying treasury bills tomorrow. December 12th is what they said. So that is all good positive news, which it was good to see that, but then Bitcoin had like a slight rally yesterday after they did that to like 94K. Let's see, let's just zoom in here. We saw here on the daily time frame, we saw Bitcoin get up to like $94,500 yesterday after the Federal Reserve said that, yeah, we're doing quantitative easing and we're going to be doing lowering interest rates here. And then we got rejected, right? Let's go into the 1 hour time frame. Right, we had like a nice, nasty, I don't want to say nice, it was actually a nasty sell-off where as soon as we hit $94,500 here on Bitcoin, we sold off, brought it right back down to like $89,000 Bitcoin all over again. And of course this gave the banks and institutions and Wall Street the opportunity to buy relatively cheap Bitcoin before they send it up to higher prices. Okay, so whoever sold their Bitcoin, I think Wall Street said thank you, we'll go ahead and run it now. Okay, so that's what's going on right now on Bitcoin, unfortunately, and the rich get richer, right? But yeah, that's what I see here on Bitcoin. Let's take a look at some of your requests here. You want to take a look at BBAI and Poet? Let's go ahead and look at it. BBAI. I'm gonna try to do a quick analysis on this because I know you constantly request this this stock here, but I do want to look at other cryptocurrencies and stocks besides BBAI, but I'll look at it because you made the request. Here we see BBAI trading at $6.75, and we're bullish. I mean, we are bullish here because you're above all the moving averages. You're above the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50, and the 21 EMA. To the upside, I think you're gonna probably hit this golden pocket above you at $7.59 to like $7.74. That's your golden pocket number there. And further to the upside, you could possibly retest $9.41. I like the fact that you are making higher lows here. I want to see higher highs start being formed. You got to get past this last lower high here at 740 on BBAI. You do that, and I think you'll head over to 750, 770 in short order here. Let's take a look at the momentum indicators here. See how healthy of a move it's making here. Money flow is in the green after being in the red throughout November here, and you had a green buy dot that showed up here on December 3rd. So I think your all systems go to higher prices here. As long as you don't get a red sell dot. If you see a red sell dot start showing up here, then that might mean it's time to take profit. But so far, you're good. You're good on the market cipher B indicator here. And then the other momentum indicator, the MACD, you got buying pressure, but the thing that is a little bit concerning is the buying pressure is like kind of dying off. You had like dark green candles here, and now you're getting light green candles here. That's no bueno, because if it continues like that, then you'll start seeing the price go down, and then you'll actually start seeing red candles all over again here. But I think if we're gonna get a Santa Claus rally in the stock market in crypto, which I'm anticipating going into next week, then yeah, I think Big Bear Eye is gonna probably see the buying pressure increase again on the daily time frame, and we'll see prices go up to higher prices than where they are right now. Thank you, Nawar, for following me here on TikTok. Let me see if I can catch up on the chat here. We got Laureen is in the chat, smashing that like button. Guys, don't forget to smash that like button. We got 1,900 likes here on TikTok. That's probably like half of them came from Laureen. Thank you, Laureen. And then here on YouTube, let's see if we can get the likes to match the amount of people that are watching right now. Appreciate that. Thank you. Alright, let me see what else you guys are saying here in the chat here. Lorraine wants to look at Pango. Alright, thank you, Lorraine. I am interested in Pango. I might try to get into a long on it. Seems like we're kind of getting a rally right now. I was at the gym and I was looking at the phone. I was like, I'll get around to putting a long in. And then as I'm going from the gym back home, I see the price start rallying. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, I guess we're moving up now on price. Let's see. Lorraine's wondering what I said about Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's on its way up to 96K. 95, 96K later on this week. And that's like what? Tomorrow's Friday, and then we got Saturday, Sunday. So the next few days, I think Bitcoin's gonna hit 96K. And then we gotta see if we can make it up to 102K after that. But 96K is gonna probably be a tough area to crack, unless it just cracks it like nothing. And if it cracks it like it's nothing, then we'll probably see Bitcoin go up to like 102K before it kind of like settles off a little bit. All right, let's look at Poet now. We're gonna look at Poet, and then after that's gonna be Pango. If you guys have requests, by all means, go ahead and put your requests in. Let's see, we got Poet currently trading at $7.26. I mean, this one is getting a nice little like V-shaped recovery. That's good to see. Making ever so slightly higher lows. Wait, did we actually make a higher low? So we got as low as $3.87 here. 388. Ooh, we actually made a lower low. I think I'm gonna have to take that off the chart there. But even though we made a lower low, we still bounced off to higher prices here. We kind of made like a double bottom on Poet here. And I mean, if this is gonna be a double bottom, the way you measure things out here, if you want to get the measure move to the upside, you measure from where this double bottom is at 387 to the high in between the two bottoms. I think we got to like 941. Did we get to like how high did we get? 941 roughly? Yeah. So you take that measure move there on the double bottom, you put it on top of the top in between the two bottoms here. It gives you an idea of like how high this thing could possibly go. We could see right there in that blue number, we could see Poet get up to like $14.87. Now, is that really gonna happen here? What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna try to do a Fibonacci on this to see if there's any Fibonacci extension levels that take you that far. So we got a swing low here at 468, and we got a swing high here at 941. So I just measured that from 941 down to, what do I say, 468. And you got a 1272 at $10.70. That's how high it could possibly go, most likely. Then there's another chance that it could get up to this 1618 at $12.34. And then there's a 2618 that says we could get up to like 17 bucks. Looks like this target of like 1487. It's right between the 1618 and the 2618. So I'm not, you know, maybe it might get up to there. But more likely the targets to the upside are going to be this 1272 at 1070 and this 1618 at 1234. Okay, so those are your swing trade, long-term trade targets for Poet. Right now, I think Poet, if it's going to continue being bullish, you're going to try to get up to this golden pocket here at $7.61. That's your near-term target on Poet. Then we'll see if we can handle ourselves, how we handle ourselves at the 786 retracement at $8.40. These are your more likely targets, probably going to happen within the next few weeks, maybe next couple of months here. And then, of course, obviously, upside target, you're going to see if you can get back up to 941 all over again here, back like you did here in October. Let's see how healthy it's looking on the momentum indicators here. On the MACD, buying pressure is very solid and in the green. The buying pressure is not dying down. You had your MACD crossover back here on November 25th, 26th, somewhere around there. And then you saw the selling pressure dying down and buying pressure coming in. So this thing is looking pretty solid, in my opinion, for a stock here. And then here on the market cipher B indicator, you had your green buy dot that came in on November 19th. Momentum going up to the upside. Money flow going to the upside as well. Going from red to green, you got your money flow flip around December 2nd. And you're steady as you go until you get to oversold territory. Right here, the red horizontal bars. Be on the lookout to see if you end up topping out. Once you start seeing this here, it's like a warning sign that you should be taking profit. And when that red sell dot comes in eventually, that should also be your next warning sign or signal to take profit. And if you're inclined, maybe, I don't know, take a short if you want to take a short. But you know, you could take profit on the stock when it gets to the red sell dot and the red area over here. And you know, if you don't want to take profit, you could probably maybe look into like taking options where you can like open up a put. So you don't have to sell your stock but if the stock does drop down, you can make money on your puts. So that's one thing you can do in stock market world here. If you don't want to sell your actual stock, but you still want to take advantage of whatever dip you might get. Thank you, Lorraine, for liking the live. We got up to like 4,000 likes here. That's awesome. And thank you for sending me the gifts here, Lorraine. Appreciate that. Jean Paul's in the chat. Lorraine, we had like a pretty big gifter or tipper, if you want to call it, yesterday. Some guy sent me a bunch of Galaxy gifts, almost like $18 worth of gifts. But I appreciate you as well. Just I was totally surprised, but he kept sending me a bunch of Galaxies, like Galaxy. So I don't know if he's gonna show up again, but if he does, I don't know. Maybe you guys can have like a gift war, a tip war. All right. So that's gonna be it for Poet. Let's move on to Pudgy Penguins. I am interested in trying to long Pudgy Penguins. I think the meme coins will have a nice run if we actually get a Santa Claus rally here. Let me get rid of this previous analysis here. We're looking at Pudgy Penguins on a daily time frame. Currently trading at 0.0114 pennies here, down 2.8% today. But I think Pudgy Penguins might be gearing up for you know, a rally, especially if Bitcoin's going to go to higher prices here. One could say this is a bear flag. All right. You probably heard some people say this might be a bear flag. You know, where you're making kind of like a flag. If I can draw it out for you guys here. I'm going to give you the bearish case before I give you the bullish case here. So if this is a bear flag, it's going to look something like this, where if we do drop down to lower prices here, let's say we drop down from where we are right now on the price. You could see Pudgy Penguins go down to, ouch, 0.0060 pennies, about roughly a half a penny. And that'd be like 50% sale or discount if it does do that. That's what the bears are going to try to tell you about Pudgy Penguins here. But let's see if we can make a bullish case here instead, okay? The bullish case that's starting to be formed here on Pudgy Penguins is you did get above this white line. This is the 21 exponential moving average. That's the first start of trying to be bullish here, because the rest of the moving averages are probably above you. Yeah, the rest of the moving averages, you got the 50-day, this green line at 2 cents, the 200-day moving average at 0.022 pennies, and then you got the 100-day moving average at 0.026 pennies here. Okay, those are some take profit targets. If Pudgy Penguins ever gets back up to those levels there, I would strongly consider taking profit. I mean, right now Pudgy Penguins at a penny. If it gets right back to 2 pennies, that's a double from where you are right now. You should be happy and you should be considering taking profit. Not financial advice, but I would take profit if I double my money. All right, even if I'm down on my investment, if my investment ends up doubling in value, you know, some people are going to be back to break even. I mean, wouldn't you like to at least break even a little bit? Whatever money you put into Pudgy Penguins, I would. Okay. But let's look at the momentum indicators. See how healthy Pudgy Penguins looking right now. On the MACD, you got buying pressure showing up over the last couple of weeks here. That's good to see. That's what you're gonna need in order for you to start going up to higher prices. You got that MACD cross. Okay, happened actually around November 9th. And then it was kind of like a little bit weak during the month of November. You actually came back down, retouched the orange line here around November 24th, and then the blue line started, you know, leading us up to higher prices here. I want to continue seeing that. I'll start to worry if the blue line starts curving down and then crosses the orange line to the downside. Then that probably means that the rally in Pudgy Penguins is over. Okay, but that's not the case. So you're good for now. to probably see higher prices here for Pudgy Penguins, as long as this blue line keeps leading us up to higher prices here. Alright, moving on to market cipher B. You do have money flow is in the green. That's good to see. It looks like you got that money flow flipping into the green around December 2nd here, because money flow was in the red throughout November and also going into October here. So it was a rough couple of months here for Pudgy Penguins, obviously. But you can see you had like almost like a double bottom here on the momentum indicator. And you got that green buy dot here on November 23rd. And then of course you're making higher low, and now you're going up to probably, hopefully, get a decent rally out of this. All right, you don't want something like this, like here in October, where we were going up, and we only went up for like a few days and then came back down again. That would be weak. Okay, so just be on the lookout for that. Like, you don't want a weak rally, you want a strong rally. I'd be like, yeah, so like back here in June, where, you know, you stayed in the green for like a couple of weeks here. That would be nice, right? That would get you probably back up to 2 pennies if you get a nice rally for a couple of weeks here. So that's why I'm interested in a long on Pudgy Penguins, because if this thing starts moving, you know, going up to like 2 pennies, that's a 100% move. You don't even need leverage, and you're gonna get 100%, right? So I think, yeah. Let me just double check. Let me just see how we are looking here on the RSI before I get too excited about Pudgy Penguins here. You are making higher lows on the RSI. That's good to see. And it looks like you had your, you know, bullish divergence here towards the end of November, where you made a higher low in the RSI after making lower lows on price. That was your bullish divergence. And now we're going up. Good to see, good to see. What's Jay here saying? Poet is gonna go sky high and you're gonna be a wealthy man. That's awesome. I like to hear that. I want to see you guys make a lot of money here, guys. And I think that's it for requests here. I think I'm going to start trying to look at trades for myself. Pudgy Penguin is a coin that I was interested in getting in. Let's see what it looks like on the 1 hour time frame. Ooh, okay, so I obviously missed this move here. Because I missed this move, I'm still going to probably put my stop loss below the lows for today. We came in as low as like 0.0107 pennies. So I might have to use less leverage. But let's try to game plan this out. How high could I take Pudgy Penguins? Let me get back into like the 4 hour time frame here, and let's see. I think I could probably target a 1.5 pennies on a day trade with Pudgy Penguins. Let me get back into the daily time frame. I'm gonna pull the VRVP indicator, see what it has to say here. So we got a value area low at about roughly a 1.5 pennies, 0.016 pennies. This, like, around this area, you can see like 0.016 pennies is where you should definitely be taking profit. So I could, you know, probably take profit at a 1.5 pennies. I don't have to push it up to 0.016 pennies. But let's move on to MEXC to see what I could do here. All right, so we're looking for Pudgy Penguins here on MEXC. And this is the cool part about MEXC, is that you have all these cryptocurrencies. You can trade Bitcoin and not even pay any fees here. Right now, they're not doing any fees on Bitcoin or Solana or Zcash, Sui. Those are all zero fee coins here. You can trade it for free on MEXC. So that's pretty cool. Got to give a shout out to MEXC for that. Just waiting for them to let me know when they want to do an affiliate partnership program with me. Anyways, we're looking at Pudgy Penguins. Pudgy Penguins is another coin that I can trade for free, right, on MEXC. I have a link if you guys want to join MEXC and pay nothing to trade these coins. you make what you make and you keep what you keep, or you know, you lose whatever you lose. But if you make money, you don't have to pay MEXC any trading fees on these coins here. That's pretty cool. All right, so 40x leverage might be a little bit too much here. Let's look at the chart on the 5-minute time frame. We did get up to like down to 0.107 pennies. That's probably where I'm gonna put my stop loss. And damn, I kind of wish I could get in that lower prices here. Got some moving averages on the 5-minute time frame that could provide some support for me. I'm still gonna put the stop loss at 107. But yeah, let's go ahead and try to trade this. Let's do about 25% of my account. Take profit. Yeah, with 40x leverage, let's see if I try to target $0.50. What is that gonna get me? Oh yeah, that'd be nice, right? $1,700. Stop loss is probably gonna be even crazier. Yeah, I'll lose $250. Now I'm not gonna do that. So I obviously need to tone down the leverage here. Probably need to make it like maybe like a 5x, to be honest. But you can see, like, you know, 40x leverage, you could do that if you want to. But let's make this a 5x leverage. That should be a good place to start for most traders, is 5x leverage or 10x leverage. On the meme coins, you probably do want to do just 5x leverage. Alright, so let's try that again here. About $0.50. I'll make $219. That sounds good to me, but let's see where my stop loss is going to be at. I'll lose $44 if we go down to a 107. I think I might have to tone it down a little bit here on the leverage. I might make this just 3x leverage. So with 3x leverage, I'll lose $28 on the stop loss. And the take profit, I'll make $130 roughly. I'm okay with that, so I'm going to go ahead and actually do that. I'm going to open up the long here. I want to get in now, so it's going to be a market buy here. Boom. I'm now winning a pudgy penguin long here on MEXC exchange. Stop loss is near the lows for today. I'll lose 20% if we actually go down that low. However, let me just try to zoom out here. Where is that take profit? Yeah, take profit at $0.50. I'll make about 91%. I'll be up 91% with this 3x leverage long. And all I'm doing is I'm basically targeting what we were doing back here in October, in November. $0.50. That's fine by me. I think I'm okay with that. Alright, let me go back in the chat, see what you guys are saying now. Lorraine's asking how much money did I put in. For margin, I used about like $150 of margin on that trade with 3x leverage. Lorraine says you got in at 0.112 pennies on pudgy penguins. Okay. It's a little bit lower than where I got in at. If I want to check the price that I got in at, I can always look right here. Click on this B green button here. I got in at 0.01148 pennies. I'm just trying to see if I can catch up on the comments here. Alright. Thank you, Lorraine, for the rose there. Appreciate it. Oh, roses. You gave me 12 of them there. Thank you. DZ wants to look at Hyper. Okay. And Abba Medina wants to just saying hello and what's up. What's up, Abba Medina? Thank you for coming into the chat. We just got into a long here on Pudgy Penguins here. Because I think the meme coins will start running if we actually get a rally up here on Bitcoin and crypto. If Bitcoin goes up to 100K, that'll get people excited again. And I think Pudgy Penguins will jump up in price for that. I'm just targeting about $1.50 for now on Pudgy Penguins. Would be nice if it does get up to 2 pennies, but you know, if it does get up to $1.50 with my 3x leverage long, I'll make about $130 on the long. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at Hyper for DZ, aka Baby Toshi. Hyper Liquid. Almost like I was doing a Fibonacci trying to measure how far it could go down to the downside here. Hyper Liquid currently trading at $28.94, up 0.38% today. Hyper Liquid is just this is an interesting chart. Let me get rid of this. You did a nice steady climb up, and then now you're doing a nice steady downtrend down. Kind of looks like a cup and handle pattern, but it's like upside down, right? This, like, if I flip the chart upside down, you'd be like, oh look, we got a cup and handle pattern going on here. But this is what it really looks like. This is just showing me like this is distribution. Once we got to like around like $48, $50, people were clicking the sell button on ya. Let's go ahead and turn the VRVP indicator here. See what levels we got. So looking at the VRVP indicator here on Hyper Liquid, you are below the value area. The value area high is up here at $43. The value area low is at $30. And anything in between is the value area. And because you're below the value area, you're actually undervalued. Could be a good time to go along, definitely, for Hyper Liquid, just looking at the bigger picture here. And if you go long, I would probably target maybe this volume node here at $34 as your first take profit, and your second take profit I would target the POC hanging out at $38.96 here. So where a good majority of the people were buying Hyper Liquid all throughout the year was at $38.90. You'll be lucky if you get past that POC and actually push your way up to the value area high, sitting at $43. So definitely be taking profit, not financial advice, but definitely be taking profit between 38 and 43 if you are able to get up to those levels there again. But there could be a lot of upside for you know, Hyper Liquid here. Just measuring from where we are right now to that POC, that's about a 35% gain if you get back up to $38 here, 38, $39. Well, your first take profit target, I would probably just target right over here where you got another high volume node, and that's about a 20% gain if you can get up to like $34 or $35 here. Right, just like right there, $34, $35. But be about like a 20% gain. And where would you put your stop loss? I mean, I would just put the stop loss right below the lows for today. I mean, we actually made another lower low at $26.89, but if Bitcoin and crypto is going to start catching bids here, then maybe that might have been the low for the last half of this year. Yeah. Let's see what it looks like on the indicators here. The momentum indicators. You got market cipher B. You got a green buy dot double bottom here on market cipher B. Hyper's looking pretty good, pretty interesting to me. Good little request there, DZ. Not what you're waiting for now is you're just waiting for money flow to start creeping back up again. You want to see a curve back up and get into the green to get some higher prices going for Hyperliquid here. But I mean, this thing is near oversold. You know, this oversold area, oversold territory. Yeah, you're at the oversold horizontal bars here. The green bars are saying you should be considering buying Hyperliquid right now. And then here on the MACD, obviously you got some selling pressure here, but selling pressure looks like it's starting to die down. You just need to start getting some green buying pressure candles here. You had a little bit, but not really. This ain't good enough. You want something like this, like you got back here in like the end of October. You want some green buying pressure, and you want to see this blue moving average start to move up above the orange line here. You are starting to get a little bit of a curve, so I don't know. I mean, you might start seeing some good things here for Hyperliquid. This might have been the low for Hyperliquid. Might. I gotta put an asterisk on it because we just don't know. You could be in a downtrend and continue going further down. And if it is, that's why you put your stop loss probably below the low for today. Should I get into a long on Hyperliquid? Should I come join you, DZ? Are you leverage trading or what spot bags in Hyper? What are you doing? Can we look at Hyper? All right, am I looking at the wrong one for you? I thought this is what you wanted. You said Hyperliquid equals hyper lane equals hyper. This is Hyperliquid. See that? HYPE. This is what we're looking at. Hyperliquid. That's what you asked for, right? You want to look at Hyper. Okay. All right. So here I was giving an analysis on a coin that you didn't even want to look at. Okay. Hyper. All right. Hyper on Binance. Sure, let's look at it. All right, here we are. Hyper. Now, thanks for the clarification. We gave a pretty good analysis on Hyperliquid, but now we're actually looking at the one that you want, which is Hyper. Trading at 0.159 pennies, just shy of 16 pennies here. Trying to figure out what this thing has done. I never looked at this one before. There's no previous chart work. So Hyper has seen some really good days here back in July of 2025, and then we got as high as like 70 cents here on July 25th. And since then, it's been a great way to lose money. If that's what you're into. Could have been, you know, a short. You could have been shorting it at that 70-cent level, and you would have had some nice profits shorting this this crypto here. Now, you know, just looking at the VRVP indicator here, you're kind of like hanging out where the point of control is, which is a good majority of people bought Hyper around 16 cents here. So this should act as resistance until you get above it, and then it will act as support, hopefully. And then if you're able to climb the higher prices, you got a high volume node here at like roughly 20 cents. And some more high volume at like 21.5 cents. And then there shouldn't be any more resistance until you get up to like 27 cents here. Where you got some people that bought around that area back here in like the end of September going into the beginning of October. And it looks like just on the upside, like I see some confluence here between this high volume node here at 21.5 pennies And then also this 50-day moving average at 21 pennies. So I would consider clicking the sell button when this thing does get up to 21 pennies. That's where I would try to take profit. And if you do that, like how much of a percentage gain is that from where we are right now? You're about a 35% gain. That's not too bad. Yeah. I would do that, definitely. For sure. If this thing is going to continue being bearish though, and we get knocked down to lower prices here, well, there should be some volume here at 13.5 pennies. That should act as some support here. But if you lose that, then you don't really have that much support until you get down to around 11 pennies. And then also you get the value area low sitting at about like 9 pennies. 9 pennies is like probably the best price to get this at, because you'll be basically buying hyper at the same price that people were buying it here in June, early this summer. Also like around when this thing first started trading on Binance in April. So 9 cents is your ultimate target to be buying some relatively cheap hyper if you're able to do so. But there are some support levels. This support level here at 13 pennies, and then also here at roughly 11 pennies as well. You're welcome, DZ. I'm glad you're enjoying the technical analysis here. All right, thank you, Lorraine, for the gifts here. Appreciate that. So that's it for requests. What kind of crypto or stock you think I should get into? I might want to do another long on another crypto here. Zcash up 14%. That already made its move. Oh, we got Ethereum kind of lagging behind here, down 2%. Maybe I should try Ethereum. AVAX is still down 4%. Cardano's down 5%. There's some laggers here. I'm only looking at the laggers to see if there might be some buying opportunities in there. Bonk is up 4.5% today. Ooh, look at that. Bonk looks like it's kind of bottoming out here too. Should I try to do another meme coin for a long? I mean, let's just analyze Bonk here real quick, and maybe I'll go ahead and buy it. Bonk is below the value area. You got the value area low. It's below the value area low. That value area low is sitting at point. I'm not going to even say that. I'm just going to say 1089. So 1089 could be first point of resistance before we move up to higher prices on Bonk. And I do see some volume here at around like 1419, 1430. And then you get the 50-day moving average. Let's see if I can see that here. But you got this green number right here, the 50-day moving average sitting at 1557. I could just target the 50-day moving average. Maybe enter a low leverage swing trade long on Bonk, just like I did with Pango. And then to the downside, like how much lower to the downside could it possibly go? We've seen some lows here at let me get rid of VRPP. 896, and today we get down to 895. So kind of like a little bit of a double bottom action going on here. Oh wait, no, I take that back. It's like 858, 858, and 895. No, it's not really a double bottom, but it is higher lows though, and you are getting above the 21 EMA. I'm thinking about doing a low leverage long on Bonk. Just try to see if this thing get right back up to that 50-day moving average, which is confluent with the price action back here in October and beginning of November. That's what I'm targeting for the most part. is that area like 1450 and 1500. I'll just make it 1500. Easy to remember. All right, let's go in for a long here on bonk. I think I have bonk save as one of my favorites here. Yeah, I do. Oh, there it is, that 1 hour candle here. This thing went up like 5% in the last hour. Yikes. I hate buying a green candle like that, but at least I now know there is some movement on this crypto here. So let's go ahead. I'm going to try to put the leverage down to like 5x leverage. If not, I might have to go lower than that. So let's do a low leverage 5x long on bonk. I use about like $150 a margin. If I can, yep, right around there. And take profit, let's see, take profit, we said we were going to try to do 0.015. Oh my god, I can make like $400 on that? Jeez. And then the stop loss is going to be the lows for today. 0.00892. Yeah, that's a little bit too much on my stop loss. I don't like losing more than 20 bucks on a stop loss. So I'm gonna have to just lighten up on the leverage here. Maybe I'll do a 2x leverage. So on the 2x leverage long, I'll lose about $29. It's still a lot, but hey, whatever. But I'll make about $150 on the long. Kind of want to wait for it to come down a little bit. How is it looking on the 5-minute time frame? MACD is showing buying pressure is dying down a little bit, but you're still going up though on the price. Wow. Okay. On the 15-minute time frame, let's see what the 15-minute time frame buying pressure is still increasing. We're getting a nice rally here around bonk. God, I hate doing this. I don't know. What is Bitcoin doing right now? Let's go back. Is Bitcoin actually at past 94K? Bitcoin's at 93,100. Just trying to justify if I should long now or wait. I would hate to lose 30 bucks if this peters out and the rally dies down on us. All right, let's do a vote here. Should I long bonk now, or should I wait a few minutes to try to see if I can get a better price? I'm already long in Bitcoin on a day trade, and I'm long in Pudgy Penguins, so I don't have to rush into this trade. But what do you guys think? Should I long it now? Put a 1 for like now. Put a 2 for later. Idrea says short on Bitcoin. I'm not trying to short Bitcoin unless it hits 96, 97K. That's where I got some shorts ready to go if we actually hit that area. Lorraine says, are we having a fake out? A fake out for what? And in what direction? You gotta be more specific. A fake out could be either we're doing a bullish fake out or a bearish fake out, and then you gotta let me know what asset you think we're faking out on. DC thinks he's funny, saying 6-7. Idreas wants to look at World Liberty Finance. All right. I want to long bonk, but we just had this green candle here, and I don't want to see this where we drop down to 0.96 or 0.94, right down to the moving averages here. This would go against my rules of long in a green candle. I'm not going to long it, guys. What I'll try to do is, I'm not in a rush because I'm already in a couple of trades already. I'll try to see if I can put a limit order where I'll try to long this if we come down to like 0.0094 pennies on bonk. Yeah. So I'm going to change this over to a limit order. And still the same thing. I'm trying to do 0.0015, and the stop loss is going to be 0.0089. That's weird. It says, oh, I didn't put the actual price. Okay, I want to try and long this if I can around here at 94 pennies. Alright, so on the take profit, I'll make 168 bucks, and on the stop loss, I'll only lose $15. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So, this is just like, this will just add to my shopping list of longs here. I'm not going to long it now because I don't know if we're going to come down. If we do come down, I'd rather get in at this area than try to buy near the highs for today. So, yeah. I think I like that. I'm already in some longs right now with Pudgy Penguin and Bitcoin. So, I'm okay with waiting for now. Even if we come down just a little bit to like 0.096 pennies, I could then, you know, chase the trade if I want to, just to get into this long. I think this is the most prudent thing to do here, is the limit order, and just wait. I gotta show you good habits, right, guys? Can't be doing bad habits. Alright, so there you go. There's the take profit, stop loss, average entry price, and the margin I'm using is about $141. Okay, there we go. So I just have to wait to see if it comes down to this price. And if it does, you know, actually, I think I want to kind of, I gotta change this to the moving averages here, 0.9476. Alright, so I'm going to move that. I can just make another adjustment here to 0.9476. Alright, yep. Boom. Let me just double check. 2x leverage long on bonk. Stop loss. Alright, yep. Take profit 165. Yeah, that's better. Okay. All right, so we had a look at another request here, right? DZ wants to look at Zora. DZ, did you see that I did a YouTube short on Zora? But Idreas had a request. Idreas wanted to look at World Liberty Finance, right? Yeah. All right, let's look at WLFI, and then we'll come back to you, DZ. So World Liberty Finance currently trading at 0.1487 pennies here. I don't really have any moving averages on the daily time frame, but you got the 21 EMA. You are actually below the 21 EMA. Let's get above the 21 EMA to be more bullish here. The 21 EMA is sitting at 0.155 pennies here. That could be short-term resistance if you're day trading it. Might want to take profit at that target. You got another target here. You got another. You got the 50-day moving average starting to show up for the first time, and that's sitting at about 166 pennies here. About 16.5 pennies. Could be another take profit target. I think we talked about this yesterday. I was saying like we should probably be thinking about taking profit at like 17 pennies, because that's where you got up to back here on November 26th, and then here on November 10th you got up to like 17 pennies. So I'll probably be targeting 17 pennies for a take profit target. Let me throw on the VRVP indicator, see what the VRVP indicator has to say. You got a value area low at about 15 pennies. Good majority of people bought around that area. Once you get past that, there is some resistance at 16 pennies, but then after that, not much resistance. You could pop yourself all the way up to about 18 pennies here before you get some resistance from the people that bought back here in October, September, and early September. 18 pennies is where some people might want to get out and click the sell button. Then you got another high volume node here at 20 cents, and then you got the point of control at 21 cents. So I would be targeting, for a swing trade, I'd be targeting first target 18 pennies here, and then second target probably 20 and 21.5 pennies here. And I think that's all you're gonna get out of World Liberty in the next few weeks here, unless you do a something crazy where you skyrocket higher than that. We do have the value area high above you at 25 pennies. If you do get up to 25 pennies, how far is that to the upside? About a 68% gain. I would definitely consider taking profit at with a 68% gain here. But more likely than not, you're gonna probably have some trouble here at 21 pennies, and that's about a 40% gain from where we are right now. And then as far as like stop loss or to the downside, you put your stop loss right below the candlewick lows here at 14 pennies if you want to keep it tight. Alright. But conservatively, I mean, you probably put it below this other higher low right here at 11 pennies, or even like the low here in November at 10.5 pennies if you're not doing leverage trading. Okay. But yeah, I think that's all you're gonna get for the upside and your downside on World Liberty for now. All right, let's move on. Take a look at Zora for DZ. Okay, Zora. Currently trading at 5 pennies right now. Zora. And you're asking me, is Base gonna launch something on Zora? I don't know. I haven't really looked in the news. I can't keep up with all the altcoins that are out there and all the news-driven events out there. Unless I'm in that coin specifically, I don't know. But if you think there's something, I probably believe it, because I really don't know. I haven't looked at it. But anyways, let's look at the charts here, because charts are gonna really tell you where things are going. The news is, it's okay to have some news, especially if it's market driving news, but usually like with the news, it's always like buy the rumor and then sell the news when it actually happens. Alright, so with Zora currently trading at 5 pennies, we do have the VRVP indicator indicating some levels that might be of interest to us. To the upside, we have the point of control hanging out at around like 6 pennies. That should be a target to the upside for Zora. And then the downside target below you, stay above 4.5 pennies, or else it could be, game over for Zora here, right? Because if you lose like 4.5 pennies, then you really don't have that much support. There's some support here at like 2.5 pennies, and then even 2 pennies. But you'll get even more support at like 1 penny. And do you really want to see this thing drop down from 5 pennies to 1 penny? You're gonna lose 80% of your investment if you don't have a stop loss, right? If we go down from 5 pennies down to like 1 penny, it's about like a 79% drop from where we are right now. I don't think you want to do that. That's why I would put the stop loss at like 4 pennies or 4.5 pennies, roughly, somewhere in that area. But because you're near the lows, you're below the point of control, and you're near the value area low, there is a lot of upside If you get past 6 pennies, you could see some resistance here at like 8 pennies. And then there's some more resistance here where you should probably take some more profit at like 9 pennies for Zora. And then once again, there's a value area high sitting at 10 pennies. I would definitely take profit at 10 pennies because that's about a double from where you are right now. You'll make 100% if you actually get up to 10 pennies here. Hey, thank you, Lorraine, for the festival pop. Appreciate that. Oh man, thinking about ending the live stream, but tomorrow, guys, I want to do a live stream at an early live stream from like 12 to 2 p.m. because I got an appointment Friday evening. So I think that's what I'm gonna plan on doing, is trying to go live tomorrow around like 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern time. And then we'll go back to the 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern time on Monday. Is what I'm thinking for the next 4 p.m. live stream here. But I appreciate you guys coming out to the live stream here. Thank you for hitting the like buttons. Appreciate the gifts here. Maybe at some point I'll get monetized on YouTube and you guys can send me whatever you want to send me on YouTube here. But yeah, definitely appreciate the likes, the comments, the subscribes, and the shares, the follows, the gifts, everything. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming on to this live stream here, guys. I think that's going to be it for today. I'll just try to finish up here on Bitcoin, give you my final thoughts here. I think Bitcoin is going to probably head up to like 95, 96K later on this week. Maybe it might even happen tomorrow. And then after that, we'll have to see how it pushes past. It's gonna 96K should be a strong area of resistance. And then, of course, here on the VRVP indicator, there is some high volume at like 102 to like 105K. Okay. And then as far as like downside targets, you know, Bitcoin is doing all right. Still making higher lows here on the daily time frame. I don't want to see it go lower than what it did here on Sunday, where we went down to like 87,700 here on Coinbase Exchange. Because then you'd be invalidating the case that you're making higher lows, and the bears might start taking control if we lose that higher low here. Okay, so that's what I want to see, is stay above $87,000 for Bitcoin, and yeah, don't go below $87,000 to the downside. And I think we'll be all right. I think we're all right. I think we're on our way to like 96, 97K, and then who knows? Maybe we see 100K later on this month for like a nice Santa Claus rally. Take care, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, 12 p.m., 2 p.m. Eastern time. Take care, guys.